Alrighty, this is my first time in Houston, Texas. So excited because this is the first video of my Travel Ho, Travel Having Options Everywhere series, season 1. And we're gonna kick it off with my trip that I just recently took to Texas. OMG, this video is not gonna be very long and you will soon understand why. Like I said, it's my first time in Houston, Texas. Yes, at least there's still a little bar open. Oh, he's kinda cute. OMG, where do I start? I was so excited about visiting Houston, Texas for the first time, and I had no idea that most of my trip was going to be filming airports and maybe 1 or 2 hotels. So one thing about Houston, Texas, I will say, is they have an awesome airport with a lot of different places you can eat, and there's actually a lot of shopping. So if you get stuck inside the airport, hey, you don't have to worry about it. You have stuff to do. So I'm going to give you some tips about my trip to Houston. 3 good things I learned and 3 things that I probably didn't really enjoy that much. 1, the airport is really, really, really huge. So you want to make sure that you figure out how to get around this Houston airport. Look up all your terminals, look up all your gates, make sure that your Uber driver, your taxi driver, your bus driver, or you know what you're doing, because I ended up missing my flight when it was time for me to come back to California. Also, be prepared for the allergies. The allergies are out of this world in Houston. Nobody warned me how much the humidity mixed with the pollen, mixed with everything, was going to have me sneezing and coughing pretty much 90% of my trip, which made things not like that fun. Out here in Texas, I would say the third thing is it bigger, huh? Look at that. And the third thing is, I needed way more time. Don't go on a trip and things aren't together and you can't spend the amount of time that you want. The clip that you're watching right now is actually outside of the hotel that I stayed. Unfortunately, a young man ended up getting shot. So do not go out there acting a fool, because they are allowed to carry guns out there and they do not have a problem using it. So stay safe. Another thing about Texas is everything is big in Texas. That's one of the things that I loved about it. It's a lot cheaper out there. My food was cheaper. The gas was cheaper. Also, another thing that I loved about it is the men are fine, honey. That's just a personal opinion, but I really thought the men were really, really, really fine. And there are also a lot of options for you to work. I didn't put numbers on these 3 do's and 3 don'ts, because this is pretty much a quick video, just like my trip. Okay, it ain't too much to say, baby, because it's about time for me to head back there eventually with a whole better situation. One thing that I did end up doing, this is me actually driving this very slow train to get to my trip back home, and I ended up missing it by 1 minute. I had to go to Vegas, and while I was in Vegas, I ended up getting stuck there for about 24 hours. So I will be making another video on how to pass your time while you were at the airport stuck for no reason. This is me tired and jet lagged and wishing that I had just stayed in Houston for that 12 hours instead of trying to catch the flight to Vegas to get home quicker, because it didn't end up working. However, I slept in the airport nice and safe. It wasn't the best sleep, but hey, the Jimmy John's that I ate was pretty good, and I watched a couple of cool movies. Oh yeah, the TSA line is out of this world in Vegas, so if you ever go, especially on a Monday morning for a flight, this is going to be how long the line is, and this is what the line looks like about an hour later. So timing is everything when you go to these airports and when you go on these trips. I do not recommend Spirit, but if you just have to take them, but make sure you have a good spirit and you're ready for everything that comes along with that airlines. And eventually I ended up back in Burbank, California, instead of flying into LAX. So I didn't have to wait all the way until Wednesday, June 21st, just to get home when I left on June 18th, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first video for Travel Ho, and